Ohio, tuning in from Ohio, tuning in from New York and Alabama and Tennessee. Head over to the chat and tell me where you are tuning in from. So exciting. All right, so right now, you should see my computer.
Hello from Wisconsin.
From Wisconsin.
You guys.
And now you are going to see.
She's showing us a few things about herself, friends.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, who I am a mom, first of all. I love being a mom. I'm a former teacher. I used to be a first and second grade teacher. And 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I published my first book, Spaghetti and Hot Chocolate. So over the last 10 years, I've been raising my babies and writing children. This is my crew. So if you're
how to do it.
look at this.
Okay, this is our family.
This is my family. Now,
So why?
for some reason, I still have a few teachers who have not muted themselves. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's not letting me mute you guys. Okay. So if all of you teachers, if you don't see the little microphone with a red line in it, that means you are not muted. I can hear everything that you're saying. So if you look at this map, you will see that where the star is, we're in Michigan.
South Dakota, yep. Malachi. I don't think we counted Kentucky in the north. Ohio.
Teachers, I need your support here. For some reason, you guys are still not muted.
Indiana's in the Midwest. Another state in the Midwest. County.
Let me see if I can mute.
Minnesota. We have only a couple more. Mississippi is not in the Midwest. Kansas was considered in the Midwest.
Mute. Let's see. Okay. I think I've got everybody now. Thank you. All right. We're back. Okay, so I do live in the Midwest. I live in Michigan. So if you right now want to put your hand on your head, if you can see where you live, if you can see the state that you live, put your hand on your head. Awesome. I can see you, by the way, boys and girls. I'm watching you guys on the screens. It's amazing. I can see you. All right, clap 2 times. Ready? 1, 2. Give me some big hands here. Give me some big wiggling of those hands. Clap 3 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Put your hands in your lap. So I have written 10 books, 11 books, if you're counting the one I'm working on right now. On the screen right now, you will see some of my picture books. I also wrote a board book and an ebook. This is another book that I wrote. This one was an exciting project. I got to write a book with an NFL player. This book, The Jelly Donut Difference, is my book that came out a couple years ago. It is talking about kindness. It's a great book, teachers, to read right around Valentine's Day because it talks about kindness. It also talks about jelly donuts. And here in the Midwest, we actually have a special day. It's March 3rd this year, where we call it Jelly Donut Day. And they're called punchkis, which is a Polish food. This is my book that came out last year. It's called The Fruit Salad Friend. And it is a really, really popular book in elementary school because it talks about setting up boundaries in your friendships. So it talks about when friends aren't very nice to you, how can you handle it appropriately? Boys and girls, this year I have 2 books that are coming out that I did not write because one of the things that's happened to me as a writer is I'm changing what I'm doing. So instead of writing all the time, I'm now helping other authors get their books into bookstores and get their books into hands of teachers like your teacher and kids like you. So I'm actually running a publishing company called Cardinal Rule Press, and this year we have 2 books coming out, one by Hannah Carmona Diaz and one by Michelle McAvoy. So check those books out. If one of them looks interesting to you, will you please put your hand on your chest? If you are thinking, no thank you, no worries, give me a high five, we're moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about something called integrity. Integrity is the ability to act in ways that are consistent with the way that you believe. So I have the actual definition below. It says it's about doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It's about honesty and respect in your daily interactions. So let me tell you a little bit about integrity. If I were walking down the street and I saw the person in front of me drop a dollar bill, I know in my heart that the right thing to do is to pick up that dollar bill and give it to that human being. If I were to pick up that dollar bill and put it in my pocket and walk away, I would be acting with a lack of integrity. I would not be doing what I believe to be the right thing. I would be making a bad choice. So being someone who acts with integrity is someone who does the right thing even when no one is looking, even when it's a really hard thing to do. If you know Spaghetti in a Hot Dog Bun, the girl in Spaghetti in a Hot Dog Bun is named Lucy. She acted with integrity. There was a boy who bullied her over and over again. He was so mean. And at the end of the story, when he needed help, she thought the easiest thing to do would be to walk away because he was so mean. Like, hey, you're going to be mean to me, I'm going to be mean to you. But in her heart, she knew that wasn't the right thing to do. So she acted with integrity and she helped him when he needed it. Integrity is what we do, what we say, and what we say we do, okay? So take a look at that, and I want you guys, I can't read all of it, so I'm going to move your little faces. Take a moment to read it out loud. Fantastic. Oh, I love seeing all your faces. Miss Kayla's class, Miss Van Ittersum. I'm looking at Miss Arundel. I'm looking at all your faces. I see some homeschool families. I'm giving you guys a wave. Miss the Houghton family, Tracy Adkins, Henderson, Rochelle, Cunningham, EOO7177. I see Zach Bush over here looking at me. I do. I see Rebecca. This is so exciting. There are, let's see, we have 67 people tuned in right now. This is fantastic. 67 classrooms, multiply that by around 20. That's a big group of kids. Very cool, guys. All right, let's continue. Integrity is what we do, what we say, and what we say we do. Now, teachers, one of the things I like to do in these virtual visits is I like to give kids the opportunity to kind of move around a little bit. So kiddos, you're going to follow me. You should be able to see my face. Let's see, we'll make it so that everybody can for sure see my face. There I am. Okay, so you're going to follow me, but you have got to listen to your teachers when it's time to stop, okay? Madison Heights 5th graders, Saline, Michigan, Westland, Michigan, Staten Island, Colorado, so cool. Okay, ready? Follow the leader. Okay, ready? Watch. Now I'm going to raise the roof 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm going to do my jazz hands really, really fast for 10 seconds like this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Now I'm going to put my pointer finger and my thumb together. This is called baby claps. Ready? Baby claps, do 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 do. Baby claps, do 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 do. Baby claps. I know what you want to sing, but we're not going to. Now we're going to clap 10 times, and then we're going to be all done with our gross motor. Are you ready? Our brain break. 10 times. Go. 1. Fantastic. Hands together. Let's continue on, because now what we're going to do, I am going to read one of my books to you, and then we are going to see where were there examples of integrity in the book, The Potato Chip Champ. Okay? All right. Here we go. I have to share my screen again. Technology allows us to see each other, which is so cool. All right. I do have a class that is not muted. Friends, if you see, oh.
Okay, there you are.
Here we go.
North Park.
Yay! Just making sure everybody's muted. Okay. Let's continue on. So first, we're going to do integrity in action. This, I forgot we had this. Here we go. There's two choices, boys and girls. There's a choice of pizza. There's a choice of tacos. If you choose pizza, I want you to stay seated. If you have a phone ringing, I want to make sure you guys mute yourselves. If you choose tacos, I want you to stand up. Ready? So go.
Fillers, this is Sandy. Can I help you?
Ready? Pizza or tacos? I'm standing because I'm for tacos, okay? All right. Everybody sit back down. We're going to do the next one. Everybody sit back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's the next one. Do you like to sleep in the morning? Or do you like to wake up as soon as your eyes open and start your day? So if you like to stay in bed and you like to just get cozy and maybe close your eyes for another half an hour, 10 minutes, I want you to sit down. If you like to wake up in the morning and start your day, I want you to stand up. Go. Let me see what you're choosing. I like to wake up. Very good. Sit down. We're going to do it again. We're going to do one more, everybody. One more. Okay? All right, the last one is, do you like Snickers candy bars? If you had to choose between the two of these, which would you choose? Snickers candy bars, you're going to stay seated. And if you're going to choose Skittles, you're going to stand up. Ready? Go. Which one do you choose? Snickers or Skittles? I'm choosing Skittles today. So this is our lesson on integrity. So go ahead and have a seat. Have a seat. We're going to talk about what this means, okay? So let's make sure everyone is seated. Give me 3 claps. 1, 2, 3. Give me one finger that you blow on like this. Shh. Here's the deal. I just gave you a choice. And you made a choice. You decided Snickers or Skittles. Would you change your answer if I asked you that question at your house? Would you change your answer if I asked you that question without any friends by you? When you are acting with integrity, you will never change your answer because that answer came from your heart. Let's say I was in one of your classrooms and I was the only person that stood up because I liked tacos. And I stood up and I saw that no one else was standing up. And it made me embarrassed, so I sat back down. I would not be acting with integrity. I would be changing what I believe in because of other people. That's not okay. We want you to be in a classroom where you can be yourself and you can stand up for tacos no matter what, and other people will respect you and care about you for your choice of eating tacos. Let me give you another example. I want you to put your blindfolders or your, I think they're kind of button up, your focus folders. Like, you know, when horses wear those, can't think of what they're called, everybody. It's Monday. So I want you to put these little focuses on you like this. I'm thinking of a horse and they have them on there so they can focus and their eyes aren't going all over the place. I want you to get focused right here. I'm going to tell you one more example. I'm on the playground right now, and I'm with my friend, and a bunch of girls come over and they start stomping in puddles, and those puddles are getting my friend muddy. I have a choice. I can do something or just stand there. I know acting with integrity in that situation would be helping my friend. And so I would grab my friend's hand and I would walk her away because she's not in a good situation. If I were to stand there and do nothing and just watch and get nervous and scared and sad, I know I'm not acting with integrity because what I believe is the right thing to do is to help my friends. And so integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is looking and really, really doing your best to stand up for what you believe in. Let's see how in the Potato Chip Champ you can take those hands away from your eyes. We're going to read the Potato Chip Champ, and I want you to see how the characters in this story act with and act without integrity. If you are ready to begin, I want you to say, I am shh. The Potato Chip Champ, Discovering Why Kindness Counts by me, Maria Dismondi. Champ loved potato chips. He ate them on his sandwiches. He crumbled them up with his mac and cheese. He mixed them together with ice cream. Champ even dipped chocolate-covered potato chips in ranch dressing. Ew! If only his parents would let him eat them all the time. There was one thing Champ liked more than eating potato chips, and that was playing baseball. He was a good player and he knew it. Everything would have been perfect except that Walter was on the team. Walter Norbert Whipplemore, to be exact. He was always late for practice. His shoes were dirty, and he rode an old broken down bike. His name was too long to fit on his jersey. Walter was different, but the players on the team all liked him, except for Champ, who had a hard time figuring out why. Champ was shocked when he heard Coach announce the unusual fundraiser one day at practice. Champ knew he had to be the winner because the grand prize was a truckload filled with potato chips. All he had to do was sell the most boxes in the fundraiser to win. Guess what? I put potato chips in this story because I love potato chips. Champ noticed Walter was getting more hits than anyone else at practice that day. Everyone but Champ cheered for Walter. Champ rolled his eyes and groaned. After Walter left, Champ met up with Tommy, the catcher. "Did you see how rusty Walter's bike is?" he sneered. Tommy barked back. "You don't like him because he plays better than you, and he has more friends too." At school, the boys talked about the fundraiser. "I sold 5 boxes at karate," cheered Tommy. "I sold 10 boxes, lied Champ. "Hey, Walter, you like chips too. How are you doing?" asked Tommy. "I'm doing okay. I don't have as much time to sell chips because I have a paper route," Walter added. Answering with a mouthful of dill pickle potato chips, Champ mumbled, "Well, I plan on winning. They call me Champ for a reason." When Champ broke his leg sliding into home plate, he was devastated. He couldn't play ball for the rest of the season and would miss playing in the big game. Champ was so bored. He really missed playing baseball and seeing his friends. He started making up games by nibbling on his chips and making letters out of them. Just as he was making the letter C out of a barbecue chip, there was a knock on the door. Champ peeked out the window. "Oh, it's Walter," he sighed. Walter was shivering from the cold. "Hi, Champ. I brought over some cards. I heard you like to play," said Walter. "Sure, if you really want to," Champ answered, wishing anyone but Walter would have come over. "Hey, why did you ride your bike here?" Champ asked. "Oh, it's just me and my mom. We either take the bus or I have to ride my bike." This next page is my favorite page of the entire book, boys and girls. Champ couldn't believe what he was hearing. Walter was the only kid he knew whose mom didn't have a car. He thought about how hard that would be to have to ride your bike everywhere. So I like this page because it gives an example of empathy. You have thinking bubbles, and while a Champ is thinking about what it would be like to have to ride his bike everywhere. So if he lived in a cold climate, he'd have to ride through the snow. He'd have to change his tires when they popped. He'd have to carry his sports equipment. And if he wanted to go to grandma's, he'd have to ride up a big old hill. It was the night of the championship game, and Walter made the winning hit. Champ wasn't sure which was worse, sitting on the bench or finding out his dream of winning the truckload of potato chips was over. They announced over the loudspeaker that the winner was Walter Norbert Whipplemore, and the crowd went wild. Ready? Silent cheers, everybody. Very good. Champ moped around school the next couple of days. Even his favorite tomato-flavored chips didn't cheer him up. Could anyone love chips as much as he did? Champ still wondered why the prize went to someone like Walter and not him. Walter Norbert Whipplemore. I have to look at this page in the book because I can't see everything on my screen. He had a name longer than the Mississippi River, and it didn't bother him at all. When Champ came home from school on Friday, there was a huge truck parked in his driveway. Unloading box after box of chips were Coach and Walter. "What are you doing?" asked Champ. "I'm giving you all the chips," Walter smiled. "Thanks, but..." Before Champ could finish, Walter spoke. "Look, I'm crazy about chips too, but you couldn't play ball, and it's hard to sell boxes of chips with a broken leg. I know what it's like to really want something. I want you to have the chips." But I don't deserve them," Champ stuttered. Right then, Champ looked around his garage and saw a brand new bike, 2 skateboards, a scooter, and fancy rollerblades. How come he didn't see it before? He felt a tightening in his chest. Champ had so much. Why did he always want more? Standing there in front of Walter was really hard. Walter didn't have anything but an old, rusty bike. "All right, we can split them, but I'm not leaving here without all these chips," laughed Walter. "Deal," answered Champ. "You know, Walter, you're the one they should call Champ, because being a champ isn't about having the nicest things. It's all about who you are. No wonder you have so many friends." The boys shook hands, and that marked the beginning of a new friendship. And I want you to pay attention to this page because the illustrator put a lot of inferring on this page. So if you look, Champ is riding Walter's bike, and he gave his brand new bike to Walter. Love that. So boys and girls, let's look at examples of integrity in the Potato Chip Champ before I get to questions. Ooh, here's the first example. On this page, is this an example of integrity? Champ did not sell any boxes of chips, but when someone asked him, because he didn't want to look bad, he lied and said he sold 10 boxes. Give me a thumbs up if that shows integrity, or a thumbs down if it does not show integrity. Very good. You know what? Your friends will like you for telling the truth more than lying. So don't be afraid to tell your friends, "Yeah, I didn't do so well on my math test." Instead of lying, your friends will love you and accept you for who you are. On this page, integrity or no integrity? Walter showed up to help a friend. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Integrity or no integrity? I'm watching you. Very good. Thumbs down. Thumbs up, I mean. And last but not least, giving. Walter sharing his prize with Champ. Integrity, lack of integrity. He's doing the right thing. He knew he wasn't, what was he gonna do with all those potato chips? He knew how bad Champ wanted it. Champ was his friend. He's sharing. This is showing integrity. All right, so boys and girls, to wrap up today, integrity is telling myself the truth, and honesty is telling the truth to other people. I now am going to go into the chat box and answer questions as we sign off today. Now, teachers, if you thought this opportunity was really fun, I actually do these visits with individual classrooms where there's a little bit more chance for us to go back and forth. So I will be sending out an email tomorrow, and you will get some information on how I can come to your class for free in a virtual visit. Do you have any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Village Oaks, I might be coming to your school for March's Reading Month. That's exciting. Let's see who else. What inspired you to write books? I was a classroom teacher, and I was feeling really sad about my students being embarrassed about certain things in their cultures. I worked in a very diverse community, and they were embarrassed about the traditional clothing that they wore sometimes to school and being teased for being themselves. And it made me really sad, so I looked for a book to read to my students about being themselves, and I couldn't find a book that had real kids. I found books about dancing dinosaurs and books about singing fish. And I thought, what about books that have real kids in the stories? And so I decided to write a book to represent that message I wanted to get out into the world. And that book was Spaghetti in a Hot Dog Bun. Oh, thank you so much, Ms. Houghton. You're grateful for this experience. I love being able to connect with you guys. So you are very welcome. Let's see who else. I'm getting text messages from my best friend, and I forgot to turn my phone off. How do you decide on the titles of your books? Well, this is a good writing lesson for all of you children listening. There are hundreds and thousands of books out in the world, okay? And when you go to a bookstore or when you go online and your mom gives you $10 to buy a book, what's the first thing you look at? The cover. You read the title and you look at the cover. And so we need to be very strategic when we pick out the title of our book. We want to choose a title where people say, I wonder what that book is about. I'm going to have to read it to find out. So that's how I choose the titles, is I really try to think about what's going to get kids to want to open this book and hear the message. I do work with other authors. I do, yep. So I own a traditional publishing company, and I publish other books for different authors. I did not always want to be an author. No, I always wanted to be a teacher. So this is a path that I did not choose. It came upon me, and you know, life sometimes takes you down a different road, and it's been a beautiful, beautiful road. So many good questions. What is your favorite thing about being an author? I think my favorite thing is that all I need to do my work is a piece of paper and a pencil. And I love that about being a writer. I think that it's so cool that I can go sit in, you know, a grassy field. I don't need a computer. I don't need a cell phone. All I need to write a story is a piece of paper and a writing utensil. I have written 10 books that have been published. My 11th book is a parenting book that teaches parents how to teach character in the home from infant, toddlers, preschoolers, and elementary students. So teachers, you're going to want to tell your parents all about that book. That's coming out next year. So that's my 11th book. My favorite potato chip? Salt and vinegar, for sure. Give me a hands up if you like salt and vinegar potato chips. Awesome. Let me see if I can answer 2 more questions. These are so good. You are welcome, friends. You are welcome. How long does it take to write a book? I think the first draft usually takes me about an hour to 2 hours, but the part that takes the longest is the revising and the editing, and that's the most important part. I have eaten spaghetti in a hot dog bun because that book was based off an experience, a small moment I had as a child. My mom really did give me spaghetti in a hot dog bun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, over 2,000 people, it looks like, joining us here today at Little Friends from all over the country. Thank you so much. Let's give a big wave. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks again for tuning in, everyone. This was awesome. We'll do it again in a few more months, okay?